What is going on, everybody? AHS Rolls back again with another video, and in this video I will be giving out my 2022/2023 NBA awards. We have the main six: MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Coach of the Year, and Most Improved Player. Plus we have the All NBA awards, All Rookie awards, and All Defensive awards. Now, disclaimer, it's my opinion. It's who I would give the vote out to, or who I would give my vote to. It's not a prediction, even though, spoiler alert, a lot of my results and awards are kind of the consensus of the main people involved in it. So, my opinion isn't that different. Also, I'm not bringing stats into this. That wouldn't be that much fun, and I'd have to write down a bunch of crap and all that. So, I do have the idea. If you have I'm not going to say a problem, but if you want to have an argument or a debate, or even the better word, civil word, would be a discussion in the comments about it, and you want to involve stats, I'd bring in stats there and whatnot. But like I said, it's just my opinion on who I think should win these awards, and even the All NBA, All Rookie, and All Defensive teams, which that's what I'm going to kick the video off with, is the All NBA, Rookie, and Defensive selections. Now, I'll admit, Rookie, I'm going to go through it quickly because I didn't watch every single one of these rookies play a lot of minutes, but they're the most notable rookies, the most consistent, the word I should use, probably consistent, and best rookies, the top 10, I guess is the best way to put it. So, all rookie second team: Jaden Ivey, Jabari Smith Jr., Jeremy Sohan, Tari Eason, and Jalen Duren. And all rookie first team, I had Keegan Murray, Benedict Mathurin, Jalen Williams, Walker Kessler, and Paolo Banchero. All defensive team. This one's going to be a bit difficult. I do have two honorable mentions that I'll get to at the end. But all defensive first team, I had Drew Holiday, Alex Caruso, Jaren Jackson Jr., my guy, Evan Mobley, and Brook Lopez. And all defensive second team, I had OG Anunoby and Herb Jones. And I know that they both could play forward, but a good majority of their minutes and time this year was spent on the guard side. And OG Anunoby, I will admit, first half of the year was talked about as the greatest defender of all time, and then slowly the trade deadline came and he slowly stopped playing because we thought he was going to get traded, and then obviously he didn't. So I'm very intrigued if that time period didn't happen, where his defensive stance and idea would be out there. Jalen McDaniels, and here are the two controversial ones that I have honorable mentions for, but the two people that I selected were Draymond Green and Nicholas Claxton. So the honorable mentions that I had were Dillon Brooks and Bam Adebayo. The main reason I put Nick Claxton over Bam is, again, Nick Claxton wasn't that Defensive Player of the Year race very, very early on in the year, and it kind of seemed that he slowly fell out once Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving got traded, which, again, he didn't fall off defensively once they got traded. Just like the starlight wasn't there, and then obviously they added a lot of players that were worth playing, so some minutes for him did fall out. But Nick Claxton, the first half of the year, was so great defensively and was in the Defensive Player of the Year award race, so I was like, I think he should make the team. But if you want to put Bam, I'm not going to argue it. And then the main reason I didn't put Dillon Brooks is that I didn't want to seem biased. And Draymond Green, for some reason, is getting first place votes on the Defensive Player of the Year award. So he had to be good enough to. It did hurt me, but if Dillon Brooks made it over Draymond Green, I'm not crying. I'm not losing any sleep. I'd probably clap about it. So I went through those very quickly. And like I said, these selections are probably going to be my most controversial. And this is when I've looked at NBA media and anybody discussing the award races, this is the one that I've not seen the same results with. Results vary. Is the All NBA teams. And I think with mine and my reasoning for giving is playoff hunt mattered a lot, and how much you meant to your team carrying them to the playoffs. So there is one person on this team that didn't, or two people I selected did not make the playoffs, and one has a chance to not, because I'm filming this before the play-in, but they did their part for their team. So all NBA first team: Stephen Curry, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid. The controversial one is probably Steph, because he did miss a lot of time, but again, the Warriors did make the playoffs, and I don't think, are making the playoffs without Steph. I hate that whole argument, but Steph carried and had a great year all around, a Steph Curry-like year. He's definitely at that stature where I'm not going to say he can half-ass it, because that's kind of what we thought the Warriors have done all year, but Steph Curry is at the stature where he can have the great year or the down year, I guess is the best way to put it, the down year that he had, and it still be worthy of an all-NBA nod. Now, the guy I wanted to put over him, and I've seen a lot of people put over Stephen Curry, and if you did, again, I'm not going to argue with it. I would understand it, and he's on my All-NBA second team 100%. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm glad that we saw a crazy jump from Shai this year, but I will admit I'm the asshole that put the play, because like I said, Shai, there's a possibility he doesn't make the playoffs. But again, like I said, with Steph, at least they have championship caliber players on their team. With Shai, he is that guy. If he is not there, they are probably very bottom. Also, Shai did carry them to a position that nobody probably expected them to be in this year, especially without Chet Holmgren. So Shai, all-NBA second team. If you want to put him on your first team, I'm not going to argue with it. Again, controversial. It's not really controversial. He's definitely making an all-NBA team. Which one? I don't know. Luka Doncic put crazy stats up all year. Was in the playoff hunt a good majority of the year, and then they traded for Kyrie Irving, which that's hopefully the last time I have to talk about. I'm not going to say the last time I have to talk about Kyrie with the Mavericks, but it's just like, Luka did his part. Defensively, there's obviously some things he could do, but you could argue defensively for a good majority of the guards. So I'm not going to hold Luka accountable for that. But like I said, Luka put up crazy numbers. The only thing that kind of hurt was a playoff hunt. And to be fair, he was in the playoff play-in hunt to the last two games. And he could have led them possibly to the play-in and into... I think if Luka was in the play-in, they are making it out. But that doesn't matter, because that's not what happened. Then we get the forwards. LeBron James, again, games played. I know that next year that's going to be a big deal with the 65 games. That's not a big deal this year. But I picked LeBron because he did break the scoring record. And not even, I know that's a lifetime achievement. That's not just a thing this year. But he had crazy scoring streaks throughout the regular season to break the scoring record. And it was a big deal. Also, the Lakers... Sadly, I'm saying sadly because I don't like the Lakers. The Lakers are now in the playoffs, and I'm putting a good majority of that, I can't say on LeBron and AD. It's definitely with both of them, but I think LeBron for the most part. Julius Randle and Nikola Jokic were the last two. Now we get the All-NBA third team. This is where, again, I will admit, I do have honorable mentions, like an All-NBA fourth team, which obviously wouldn't matter because they're just honorable mentions. So, my All-NBA third team. This is the guy I've kind of seen not make ballots, and it kind of upsets me, but not a lot. Ja Morant. And I feel the main reason he's not going to make an All-NBA team is non-basketball reasons. So, I'm putting Ja on there because they're the freaking second seed, and Ja did play a good majority of the season. Compared to almost all the other... the two guys I have honorable mentions... Again, off the top of my head, I don't know. One of them definitely played more games than Ja, but I do contribute to the fact, the second seed, to Ja Morant. I'm a Grizzlies fan. Like I said, I'm biased. We are getting shown very little love, and we're the freaking second seed. Now, obviously, we're getting into the freaking playoffs. We're going to show even less love because everybody's picking the Lakers already. So, that's just besides the point. But it's just, I put Ja there. He's the second seed. He had a great year, and the thing that you're going to knock him with is a non-basketball related thing. He doesn't make an All-NBA team. I do understand it, but I selected him for mine. The next person I picked, the guard, Jaylen Brown. Just came off a finals run, continuing, was great all year, and he had the face injury, and he did not miss many games from that. He had an injury and continued to play and continued at a high level, even to the point where he might get traded and become a superstar. But that's besides the point. Now, this is, all right. I have Lauri Markkanen, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Domantas Sabonis. Sabonis, I'm not going to argue. The Kings, the 3 seed, you can't contribute all of it to Sabonis, but it was his first full year there, and he had a great year. And I think he carried them with the help of De'Aaron Fox, obviously, who obviously is on my honorable mention team. So my honorable mention team is De'Aaron Fox. Damian Lillard. It's definitely crazy that he had career highs and just an all-around great year, but the Trailblazers just sucked. Could he have done it on another team? Probably, but I feel that the other guys above him definitely contributed more to their teams and meant a lot more. Kevin Durant, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard, all three all-time greats, some better than others because they have finals MVPs and have won championships. But it's just like, I feel like the games played kind of hurt them, and that's why I put Lauri Markkanen on there. Also, Lauri Markkanen, kind of like Shea, had the Jazz in a position that nobody expected them to be in. Also, I want to mention to Pascal Siakam and Zion Williamson. Pascal had the same level year as he did last year. It's just that his team was in a worse position. And Zion, and I want to put Brandon Ingram. If Brandon Ingram, that we've seen the last month, played all year, he definitely would have made an All-NBA team. But Zion, beginning of the year, it was great. We were finally seeing Zion back, and then the injury bug came back around, and the games played kind of bit him in the ass. And then, last honorable mention, Anthony Davis. He was great all year. I can't say that. He definitely had a stretch where he was the most dominant, best player, like a 2-week span. And he definitely carried that. And this is probably the best Anthony Davis that we've seen since the championship year with the Lakers. So, a bit scared of that in the playoffs, but that was besides the point. So, that is my All-NBA selections. Now we get to the actual awards that you get trophies for. Next, or the first one, Coach of the Year. I'm giving it to Mike Brown. Again, the Kings haven't made the playoffs in 16 freaking years. They've had a lot of players come in. They've even had a lot of coaches come in. And his first year there, he leads them to the playoffs. And kind of, I'm not going to say he's the main, you can debate who, changed the environment there. But, he's the guy that helped them. He's a coach. He really did help them out. My number 2 was Joe Mazzulla. The Celtics had a crappy situation to start the year with their coach in Ime Udoka. And it's kind of like, is Joe Mazzulla going to carry that over? And he did. Now, there was definitely some struggles, which, to be fair, even last year, Ime Udoka had some struggles, but Joe Mazzulla kind of kept the boat going the same direction, if that makes any sense. And third, I have Taylor Jenkins. Again, I'm biased, but his starting five did not play very much together. Still the second seed, and the big three of Ja, Bane, and Triple J missed, we, again, barely saw them all on the court together. And again, they were the second seed. Taylor Jenkins had a lot of people in and out of the lineups. And again, this is probably for me watching way too many Grizzlies games, but he definitely needs some recognition. He didn't get any last year. He didn't even win the year. I didn't give him the award. I did put him in third place because the other people you could put ahead of them were Mike Budenholzer and Michael Malone. I'm trying to think. Does he like being called Mike or Michael Malone? I think it's Michael he likes being called. But anyways, you got the MVP. You've got MVPs on your team. Well, Mike Budenholzer, it kind of is holding him back. But it's just we've seen you with this team before. We've seen you win a championship with this team. And the main argument is you did have Middleton. But you did have Giannis and Drew Holiday. And with Michael Malone, definitely you can get some recognition. But if you account recency bias, which I feel a lot of these awards are going to have, the Nuggets were not that good the last month of the season. Like I said, that's a lot of bit of recency bias, and it's an all-around award. But it's just I think Taylor Jenkins, who again, like I said, they're the second seed. You got to show them some type of love. Next, Rookie of the Year. I kind of went over it very quickly with my all-rookie teams because they all made all-rookie first team. But third, Jalen Williams, somebody that at the beginning of the year didn't get a lot of hype and we didn't know much about. And it's actually crazy now I'm thinking of. He's the second rookie on their team because they had Chet. We expected Chet to be in this run, and sadly, he was hurt. We didn't see him this year. Hopefully, we see him healthy next year. But Jalen Williams, again, helped the Thunder and helped Shea put the Thunder in position that we didn't see him being in this year. Number 2, Walker Kessler. A throw-in this terrible Rudy Gobert trade, and it's actually crazy that we can have an argument and thought process that he kind of has the same freaking effect that Rudy Gobert has. And the Jazz were in a different position. I keep saying that over and over again. But number 1, Paolo Banchero. He's 99% going to win this. I'd be shocked if he didn't. He was the number 1 pick. He dominated. He had crazy scoring feats. He did struggle with the three-point line, but I think that can definitely improve. He was literally a freaking rookie. Next, sixth man of the year. At number 3, I had Bobby Portis. Number 2, I had Emmanuel Quickley. And number 1, I had Malcolm Brogdon. I definitely like this because at the beginning of the year, I thought the Celtics were the best team because they added to their needs. I thought going into the year, their main struggles were the power forward position and having a proper point guard, and they were able to do that without getting rid of Marcus Smart and able to work it out with Malcolm Brogdon being their sixth man, and they did not give that much up to get Malcolm Brogdon. I will give credit to Emmanuel Quickley because last year the Knicks were not that good, and we're seeing him kind of fall out of favor, and to have a good bounce back year and to be that scoring threat that we saw at the end of the rookie year, and it again contributing to I'm not going to say contending, a competing team in the Knicks. Definitely give some credit. Honorable mention goes to Norman Powell and to my guy, Russell Westbrook, who I did think was going to win the award, but when I look at it now, the Lakers were never in the playoff contention when Russ was the sixth man, and since he's been on the Clippers, he's been starting, so it's kind of that recency bias that has definitely got Russ out of the award. And again, when it comes to recency bias, Norman Powell hasn't played that much as of recently. Next, most improved player. Now, I made a whole video talking about... Now, obviously, none of these awards have a criteria. It's all opinion-based. But last year was a controversial most improved player because it was a number 2 overall pick, and a lot of people didn't think he should have won it. But to be fair, when you look at all the nominees, it was definitely just a weird year when you compare it to other years. So I set a criteria out for most improved player. I said you had to meet 3 of these 4 requirements. You need to have a solidified role in the starting lineup. You need to be on your rookie again, 3 of the 4. Rookie contract. You need to be on your rookie contract. You need to be a first-time All-Star. And you need to have statistical improvements. Which, again, 2 of those 3 are guaranteed. Because you are going to have statistical improvements, obviously. Because most of these players are second, third year guys. You're going to improve every year. And if you aren't in the starting lineup, you need to be in the six-man conversation. This is kind of my whole debate with Jordan Poole last year. And they're like, he should have won most improved. If he was that good, again, he was a six-man, he should have been the six-man of the year discussion. So, first-time All-Star or on your rookie contract, because when you look at the previous award winners before Ja, and Ja still does meet the criteria. When you look at the other award winners of the past, since 2019, Pascal, and even probably before then, when I made that video, was looking at 2019 and onward. They're either a first-time All-Star or still on their rookie contract. So I did take that under consideration. So at number 3, again, you have to have 3 guys. And I didn't want to put Shea on here because we've seen this jump from Shea year after year after year since he's been with the Thunder. So I'm not going to say he didn't improve. He wasn't the most improved because we've seen this constantly from Shea year after year after year. So, again, I know that every award you have to have at least your 3 nominees. And this third nominee wasn't an All-Star or on a rookie contract. But, again, I don't have him winning the award. Jalen Brunson. I don't know how many people expected him to be a solidified star on the Knicks. The Mavericks obviously regret letting him go. And I think he is the main reason the Knicks are in the position that they are right now. I know a lot of people want to credit Julius Randle. He's the one that did make the All-Star team. He's the one that's been there a long time. But I think it's personally Jalen Brunson. He had a great all-around year. Number 2, the guy I went to the season thinking was going to win the award was Tyrese Halliburton. I think that a lot of people expected him a big jump. He definitely had a big statistical jump, double-double. I guess, yeah, because he was assisting a lot. He was great all around. And he had the Pacers in a position that nobody really expected, but it's just this guy that did win kind of entices what the award was made of. And when you look at the big shot factor, he definitely entices it. So I am giving the most improved player award to Lauri Markkanen. Throw in this Utah. I can't say all the players are throw-ins in the Rudy Gobert trade. No, let me back up. I just say he's in the Rudy Gobert trade. He wasn't. He's in the Donovan Mitchell trade, which I do think he's in a throw-in because I think the main piece people were looking at were Colin Sexton because they just signed him to a contract and he was going to be in a different position, even though he's a 6-man now. And Lauri is the star of the team for the moment. But again, he had a crazy jump. He's finally in a situation where he could settle in, because on the Bulls, they were just kind of, yeah, you can go by. The Cavs, everybody questioned that fit and the reason why he went there. Now he's on the Jazz with a team that he is the star. Until they draft somebody very high, he is the star of that team and the main guy for that team. And this is the last time I'm going to say this. He put them in a position that nobody expected them to be in this year. And like I said, first-time All-Star, solidified spot in the starting lineup, which helps because last year, and even his last year with the Bulls, he wasn't. And statistical improvements all around. So now we get to Defensive Player of the Year. And this has been a weird one because on Twitter the past couple of days, we've seen votes come out for this award because there's a vote tracker. And I think the vote tracker is like people that have like wrote articles or made videos that have actual votes and they announce it and then somebody like types in and like, oh yeah, this is who they said they voted for. And again, you don't believe that crap until like we get the actual results of it. But it's going to be controversial and down to the wire. So, at number 3, again, a lot of my award winners are kind of the consensus. But this one, I have no freaking clue. Number 3, I have Evan Mobley. Number 2, I have Brook Lopez. And number 1, of course, I'm biased. I don't give a damn. I want this to happen so much. Jaren Jackson Jr. Again, I don't bring stats up in this. If I am, it's going to be in the comments and in the discussion. But his team sucked defensively at the beginning of the year when he was out there. Then almost immediately, he helped them thrive defensively. And again, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but it's just like, I was just waiting for the game requirements met for him to like, because he obviously missed a lot of games. So I was like waiting until like he met that requirement for the games they needed to play. He was just top of all these different defensive freaking categories. Jaren Jackson Jr. is my Defensive Player of the Year. They give it. Look, if Brook Lopez, I'm not saying nothing. I don't even want to like think of anybody else winning this award because it's going to make me too much mad. So I'm just saying Jaren because that's what I think. That's what I want to happen. Now we get to the MVP, the meat and potatoes. Now, at the beginning of the year, it definitely sucks because I obviously didn't make this video at the beginning of the year. Like, I thought Tyrese was going to win Most Improved Player. I was most likely wrong with that. Sixth man, I did think Malcolm Brogdon. Coach of the Year, I definitely did not think Mike Brown. Defensive Player of the Year, I was hoping for Jaren. But I was at least just hoping for him to get nominated, which I'm hoping and praying that he does. If he doesn't, then we definitely got problems. Rookie of the Year, I feel almost everybody predicted Paolo. Mine was going to be different. Pick Jabari Smith Jr. just because he's the third pick. Should have been one pick. Well, I thought he was going to be number 1 pick, and he wasn't. MVP, I saw 3 people. Jason Tatum, I really thought. The main reason I didn't pick Tatum is because it was going to be, with the Celtics, it's going to be a team factor. And obviously, Jason Tatum is the star, the guy on that team. But they're going to contribute the team over him individually caring. I thought a little bit of Jokic because I thought there's definitely a world where Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. are going to come back, and this team's going to be way better than they were last year. But my pick, and it definitely helps because he's kind of the main guy, the main person of interest right now, Joel Embiid. I'm giving the award to Joel Embiid just so I was like, yes, I was right on another one of these awards. Which, to be fair, if you're like, oh, well, you're just saying that now. Last year, on my awards, I didn't get many right because I thought Steph for MVP. I was wrong there. Depoy, I don't remember who I picked, but I definitely did not pick Marcus Smart. Rookie of the Year, who won it last year? I thought it should have been Evan Mobley. I did not think it should have been Scotty Barnes. And I'm pretty sure I picked Cade Cunningham going into the year. I thought it should have been Evan Mobley. Most Improved Player went to Ja. Definitely did not pick Ja. Sixth man went to Tyler Hero, which I picked Tyus Jones. I was being biased. I thought he should have at least been nominated. And Coach of the Year went to, oh boy, who won that? Monty Williams. Don't think I picked Monty. So this year, I did very well predicting the awards. Last year, I didn't. So I definitely feel better. But back to the MVP award. Giannis, I've heard a lot of people say it. I definitely agree with it. He's entered that LeBron category where he is the best player in the league. And you just can't keep giving the MVP to the best player in the league, especially when we're seeing all these other superstars do all this great stuff. And you want to get, definitely in the era where You got to give everybody a little bit of credit. Everybody's got to get a trophy. But Giannis is definitely in that category where he's the best player. He's the most dominant player. And he should probably have a lot more MVPs than he does. He's got 2. But he doesn't have it. And he's at 3rd. But he's just got, you got to give him credit for being there. Number 2, Nikola Jokic. It definitely is weird because 2 years ago, a lot of people were like, well, Embiid led the Sixers to the 1st seed. That should be enough. Well, Jokic did that with the Nuggets. So do y'all want to take that back? Because it's been a whole big debate for 3 years. And it's I will 100% admit, it's very crazy that we're having the same debate the 3rd year and we're finally getting a different result. But it's just, again, I think the main reasons that Embiid is going to win, recency bias, the Nuggets the last month kind of sucked. Where Embiid and the Sixers were okay, and they went on a big winning streak. I will admit, they did go on a winning streak after I made a video talking about them, so I will take credit up for that. I'm not accounting the face-to-face Rivals Week matchup where Embiid dominated Jokic. Because, obviously, when it's time for a rematch, Embiid wasn't there. So I'm not accounting for much of that. I don't think when it comes to the MVP vote that you're going to do that. Because if that was the case, Giannis last year did up Embiid in one game, definitely. And I think he did Jokic as well. But again, I'm not accounting that. Like I said, I think the main reason Embiid is going to win is voters fatigue, which Jokic would hypothetically win his 3rd one. A lot of these people are voting don't even like Jokic. I don't think they like Embiid as well. And there's definitely a lot of people that are voting that I don't think should, but I'm not naming names. That's besides the point. But it's just, I think the main reason Embiid's going to win is it's time. They don't want to see a 3-time MVP. We had to go through that with Giannis. We had to go through that with Jokic now. There's probably more examples, but I think it is going to be Embiid's time, and rightfully so, because I did predict him going into the year winning MVP, because I thought the Sixers had a great offseason, and that it was going to be Embiid that carried that team. Where when you look at the other teams, like the Celtics, is going to be a team factor to their success. For the Bucks, it's going to be a team factor. To the Sixers, again, they had a good offseason, but I think it was going to be Embiid mainly. And when you look, he didn't have any all-star teammates. Like, I know Harden is a superstar. Y'all could debate if he's still a superstar, but he was just like, Embiid didn't have any all-star teammates. It was him that carried that team. So, that is my awards. I'm up for discussion on this in the comments if you want to indulge, if you do, you do. So, that is it for this Sunday. No, I keep saying Sunday. It's not Sunday. Next video, ROH TV review, probably up Friday morning-ish. Saturday, playoff preview. I'm going to be a coward because I'm not giving predictions because I don't like being wrong. I don't like being wrong, so it will be like, I think this team will win because of this. I think this team will win because of that. I will probably end up accidentally giving a prediction. I'm going to give who I hope wins. And I pick with my heart. This is why I don't really want to do predictions. I pick with my heart, not my brain sometimes. So that's why I'm going to be a coward, and I'm only going to call it a preview for now. So Saturday, my first round preview, and we're in playoff mode. I don't remember if I said this in my last video, but it's just like, people look at Christmas Day as the best day in the NBA year. No. Playoff day 1 and day 2 is. Because it is playoff action. We're going to see the Kings, who have not made the playoffs in years, have a home game. It is going to be crazy. Clippers, Suns, I know that's Sunday. I know Paul George is most likely not playing. We're kind of anticipating Paul George not playing. But that will still be a crazy atmosphere. Nets, Sixers, I think a lot of people are writing the Nets off. I don't see them winning the series, but I definitely think they're going to make it more competitive than people are anticipating. So again, like I said, playoff day 1 and day 2 is the best days of the year. That is the loaded Christmas Day basketball that you're looking for, and we're going to experience that this year, hopefully. And again, like I said, we're getting the Kings. We haven't seen the playoffs in a minute. The Cavs with a completely different team from the last time we saw them in the playoffs a couple of years ago. Lakers and Grizzlies. I'm hoping to God the Grizzlies just beat the absolute hell out of them. Please. And then, what is like another? It's kind of hard not. I think Hawks and Celtics is definitely going to be way better than the Celtics Heat would have been. And then again, like I said, we still got playing games left to determine the other ones. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.